What's up, everybody? Back once again to give you my thoughts, my reactions to two good games tonight. Especially one excellent game, but good game nonetheless. Anyway, come back to you. New York Knicks, Miami Heat. Um, no Jimmy, so that was a disappointment because I was feeling like, oh, might be able to get this thing to 2-0. But you already won one. They're gonna keep him out. They're gonna rest him. So, but he's out. We got a healthy Julius Randle in. I was like, and he looked like that ankle, good to go. And I was like, that dude, he just be doing some jump backs. I mean, some step back jumpers. And I was like, he was here with his three game because he loves to shoot the three. Um, which is really funny seeing when he first came in till now, because when he first came in, he was like such a back to the basket, 15-footer, spot up type of shooter. Now he over here, taking step back jumper, shooting the three, handling the ball more. I was like, it's some real growth in him from when he first came in. Um, this game was a lot closer than I thought it was going to be. Like, you get like the Heat are going to fight. They still got Bam, and they still got all those rugged, tough players that's been having them in games this whole time anyway. So you always figure that like they're gonna come out uh, hanging with the Knicks. Especially the Knicks always seem like they take a little bit going until they get their rhythm. Um, but it just kept going way throughout the game, and uh, I did like it was such a it was such a weird thing of seeing like their barrage of threes for both teams, just because you don't think of them ideally as like 3-point shooters, but even though they do with like Heat with like Vincent, Love, Struce, Robinson, and on the other side you got like Hart, Randall, and uh, Brunson. But yeah, no, this game was a lot close, and I was seeing somebody was talking about like, oh, uh, the Miami beat us without Randall. Oh, they get all the love, but we beat them without Butler, and we're not getting any type of love. And it's like, yeah, because they're also missing Hero. Like, they're missing two of the three dudes. You was only missing one. There's a big difference in that. Um, but yeah, no, I was like, this is why I thought this series would be a pretty much close series. It's just the fact of because you would think that the Knicks would like amongst their like three and like a fourth guy every now and then will be able to do something, especially against a Heat that don't have Butler. But Vincent, man, that I was like, I didn't know how cold that dude was. He have no fear. Martin, I was like, he seemed like he progressed a lot since his like Hornet days. Um, Struce and Robinson been there since they went to the final like a couple years ago. Um, Kevin Love, I was like, yo, I was like, I still didn't know he had that much. Not I guess spring is not the right word, but uh, just that much still touch on the ball of shooting that it's not like looking like the Cavs should have kept him. He would have helped in some of those lineups. Um, and I thought, and Bam did a really good job, but it's just not Bam's game to put it like on in his back to carry them home. And I feel like that's where you sort of seen at the last especially the last few minutes when like when Brunson and Hart were just like scoring, is that you that's where you miss having somebody that can get buckets. Like, yeah, they probably had Hero, you would at least have somebody that could create his own shot more than everybody else who they made those threes, but that's not something that I feel like you could count on if you don't have Butler in the rest of the series, kind of thing. But either way, I was like, that was a fun game. Um, yeah, I was like, I feel like it's still leaning more to Heat. That's how you're gonna play against those Knicks. But hey, Nick, you gotta win. You gotta win. But to the exciting game, this Golden State Laker game, which I mean, uh, I guess I mean, I guess he's on the Lakers now, so it's not really necessarily rebuilding up like a team rivalry. It's really LeBron versus the Warriors. But his team is a lot different this go around. Um, I was like, as the game go on, this was really a game of finesse versus physicality. Um, I was like, I feel like that started early with Anthony Davis just muscling everybody on the boards and in the paint, and pretty much got the whole thing started of we're not going to lose, like we're not going to lose through this, and Looney getting like those absurd 20 something like rebounds, and nearly majority of them being like offensive rebounds. They took Green out the game a little early with the foul trouble. Um, I was like, Clay didn't. I mean, not Clay. Clay did start off really hot at the beginning. Curry didn't. Then Poole started heating up before half, and I was like, that's where you gotta be fearful of the Warriors, because like them other dudes are going. You know, Curry's gonna end up coming at some point. So if those dudes are going right now, then it sort of was like, oh, we needed this bud. But the worrying thing is like the sports analysis, like the commentators at the game was talking about like, oh, you know, the Warriors and the threes and stuff like that. Because I believe it was like I feel like they were like 11 or 13 or something like that. It was something ridiculous in the first half, and they were just like, oh, they're like that's them doing that without Curry. And while that is dangerous, um, they made it seem like the Lakers were like really in trouble. But what I feel like the TNT crew was talking about, this is what I was thinking, is that yeah, but they're down like one. And on the flip side is that the Lakers didn't hit any of their threes. Any of their threes really. Like they were like, and a lot of them were like good looks and they wasn't hitting them. But yet they was up one. And I'm like, if the Warriors are playing like a damn near good game from the perimeter, which they're best at, versus the Lakers, who 3-point shooting is not their game. They got people that can shoot, but they're not 3-point shooter, and they're not hanging on. They're over here winning. They're over here winning the foul game like at an absurd level. That I'm like, it's balancing out and it's slowing a lot of your transition stuff. Then I feel like that's what's sort of like what's different going on. Then I feel like once they got into the next half, it was really just like a handful of momentum going back and forth, where it was just like for a while I was like AD stopped being in the paint and he was doing like a lot of perimeter stuff, and I felt like that gave Golden State more of a chance to get back in the game. Curry started heating up while everybody else is still playing within their game. Um, but then what I think slowed them down was D'Angelo Russell on the other end, because Russell came out cooking. I was like, he was in his little game with the getting to the basket, and what I was like, and what I like from, especially because LeBron was offish for LeBron. A lot of open shots he was not hitting, and when I felt like they could have probably not blew wide open the game just because it's Golden State, but when you're like playing against a team that can shoot like that, you want to make sure that you hit your threes as much as you can and get the buckets that you're supposed to get. When like, because there was like a couple times too when I was like, I think Schroeder, he missed a layup. LeBron, he missed like a layup where I thought they was on a roll. And I thought, and the thing is, once you miss those with a team like Golden State, now they got numbers going back with like good shooters. Like it's already hard to defend them when you got everybody just playing half court defense. But also too, I mean, credit to Anthony Davis and his defense, but LeBron was swatting the hell out of people's shot. The hell out of people's shot. Like, you know, I was like, of course, that's like LeBron's MO. But the fact that how it wasn't like he got it. It was like, why you do him like that? That was messed up. Like, what he do to you? It was things like that. I was hoping that the game got down like within like 2 points, so that Anthony Davis bucket that he scored for Golden State will come back to, you know, get them over or something like that. But no, for the most part, this was pretty much an ideal game. Pretty much peak planned game playing game from the Lakers, because I felt like they tried to slow down Curry as much as they could with Vanderbilt. I was like, they pretty much had Anthony Davis in the paint constantly. There was times where he was just in the paint with nobody else around, and it was just like, especially with them and how they like not only Golden State but also the Lakers shooting, is that any long rebounds, I'm gonna make sure that if I don't get them, they're gonna be contested to where they don't just like run off. But they made sure that they wasn't going to win this rebound game at all, and Looney and Draymond just can't stop Davis alone, which is saying much. But I was like, also too, that I feel like this sort of plays into the Lakers, just because the Lakers have enough guards with Schroeder and Reeves and D'Angelo, but they also got so many people that are like 6'8", where it's like LeBron, Davis, Rui, Vanderbilt, that you could just keep on switching no matter what, and there's always size and length on their shooters. Also, while we got a really good scoring game out of Poole, he's been so up and down that I'm like, can you count on him to do that again? Because Curry was slow really coming out the gate, and Klay also was on. Klay been pretty consistent. I was like, I'm not really knocking him. He can have a bad game, but he's not somebody you got to really worry about, because he still comes on later on. It's really just Poole. Poole, can he keep that consistent base? Because tonight it was perfect, more so on the Warriors side than on the Lakers side, because even though David had a big game, David can have big games. He's going to have these sort of games. D'Angelo, you got him basically matching Poole, but Russell has been giving you a good mix of like 12, 13, 15 points. So you're going to get that from him. Reeves had a low scoring night. Rui wasn't really there. You got more points out of Vanderbilt than normal, but I feel like the Lakers play where you sort of think they will be at all the time, whereas the Warriors, they can go this way. Minus Curry, the rest of their squad is like this. Like Wiggins didn't really necessarily have like a great game, but he was okay, and he was like, he was really matched up a lot like on LeBron and stuff like that. So I feel like he did his job as well. Of like, LeBron didn't go ridiculous or nothing like that. But no, this is going to be a fun series if it plays like this, and I'm really excited for this game here, this series in general. Still gonna have to see how it goes before I'm like willing to switch over. I think I picked the Warriors to take this, but I was like, but if you're gonna get some physical Lakers like this, and this is how they're gonna play, where they're gonna be like man up, that's gonna be kind of hard. That might wear down the Warriors, because I'm like, but then again, the Warriors be running, and I was like, I'll get tired from looking at them. Anyway, if you like what I had to say here in this little video, thanks. I appreciate it. If not, hey, maybe next time, or maybe another video got to pick your interest. Until then, peace. I'm out.